What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of There's Something Wrong with the Children. Let's check it out. So this is a Blumhouse, MGM, Paramount Pictures movie. That means that they're probably going to steal the monetization and the money and the effort that I put into this video. So maybe not do that this time, Paramount. You've done it with literally every single movie that I've reviewed. You've come back a year later and then stole all the money that I made from the videos that I make. So, which is very small, and it seems kind of petty. So please don't do that. It comes across as though you're doing it because you don't like what I have to say about your movie. Anyway, so yeah, I just caught this trailer. I think I've seen it once before. I always like kind of movies that are children based because I feel like they add like an element of unease and make you feel like, you're worried about kids because that's like a natural sort of thing that most people feel, not everyone. It is kind of an interesting element to play with. We've had a lot of movies that have kids going around killing. There's so many different movies in the past that you could point out. A lot of them, not so good, but there are a couple of good ones that are pretty decent, some pretty graphic, some just really silly. I wanted to check this out because that's the kind of guy I am. And I'm sure you did too, because you're here and you're watching this video. Yeah. So what is There's Something Wrong with the Children all about? Well, it's about a family that goes on a trip with a longtime friends who also have kids into cabins out in the middle of the woods. When they go out exploring one day, they find something that happens that seems to be somewhat supernatural, and so plays a game of why are the kids acting weird? Are you telling the truth? What did you do to them? Everybody's blaming everybody type of movie. Needless to say, the kids are behaving very strangely. Now, this is a movie that has been directed by Roxanne Benjamin, who did shorts on like Southbound, XX. She helped produce VHS 1 and 2. She's done Body at Breddington Rock, and this is her next feature film. We got TJ Simfeld and David White, who have actually written a handful of movies and shorts and things together, a couple of projects that are very horror-centric, including The Intruders and Crawl to Me. So what did I think of this movie? Well, I kind of went in with no expectations, but I expected to see a lot more than I got. Unfortunately, this movie does a lot of things in it that make you question. And normally I feel like most people are kind of a little too particular about the dialogue that's going on in the beginning of a movie, but a lot of this dialogue in this movie just seemed like throwaway stuff that really didn't make a point about itself. There are a couple of leading sort of things that happen in the dialogue to make people mistrust each other when all the fucking kids start acting fucking weird, and believe me, they do. The kids do a great job at it, and the adults, it's, acting is decent, but there was a couple of moments in the dialogue that I was like, okay, like, it took a long time before this movie really kicks off into what I wanted to see. It was about an hour and 10 minutes in. Now, that isn't where the kids start acting weird. Actually, that's about 45-minute mark or so, around there. There's something that happens where they go out somewhere, they find this place, and the kids start acting fucking weird. The kids, like I said, they do a really good job of just kind of going in and out of being cute and manipulative and, just this sort of tug and pull with the relationships of the family, their own, and the friends that they have that do not have kids. Characters seemed okay, but it just didn't really interest me at all. And this is a long beginning of a movie, and I really feel like they could have added more characters in this to do more situations. I always talk about in movies where you lay out breadcrumbs to the end of the movie, because if you don't have these breadcrumbs that make the viewer kind of log in to what you're trying to show them, then you start to lose a little bit of interest. And I feel like there are crumbs, but the crumbs aren't really that good. They don't really satiate. There's not like really bad things going on that make you go, okay, is this gonna happen? What's gonna happen here? And by the time the end of the movie comes around, you really are just kind of like, that's it? So I guess I had a meal as far as watching a movie, but it just wasn't a full meal. It didn't feel like I was satiated in all the things that I was kind of hoping for in a movie about kids who have gone wrong in the head and are manipulating things. It's rather low on the gore. It's low on a lot of things. I mean, there are some suspenseful moments in the movie, but they really lead to nothing. If those breadcrumbs aren't delicious, why would you go to the next breadcrumb to finish the movie, essentially? Some of them were good, some of them weren't. A lot of it was just kind of The music was really good. I thought the music was cool. It kind of had this atmospheric thing going on, but it also kind of felt like it didn't belong in this movie. So I don't know what to think about that. Like, I feel like it could have gone somewhere if they would have done more things with the story to make that music really pop. But, you know, it's like when you watch like movies like Fulci's movies, the Italian, maestro, you hear the music and it really goes along with the horror that you're watching, and that's like a really big spot in it. But it's like they wanted to do that sort of Italian thing, but it didn't really kind of fit here. It's got like this sort of 80s sound, but like also kind of minimal. I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I really did like the music in it. I didn't think it was bad. Some of the kids' performances were good. There are good things in this, but ultimately overall, it's pretty underwhelming for me. I think that it's about a 6, maybe a 6.5. Probably less, probably more of a 6 than anything, because nothing really happened. I mean, I could see people that probably thinking this is like a 4 because nothing really feels like it happens in the movie. There are some things that are alluded to, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't satiate what I was kind of hoping for, and I wish it would have gone further. Granted, this is probably a smaller budget movie, but they could have done things in the movie to kind of make it more interesting and had more moments. I really think that they could have added more kids. They could have added more adults, more victims, more situations where this stuff is kind of going haywire. And I really wish that we could have seen more of that, more moments. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you hear about this movie? Are you curious to see it? You can rent it now. You can go online and rent it on all your regular platforms. I honestly think it's a wait and see it. It could be a 6, it could be a 5, it could be, pretty low, I think, for most people. But, maybe it is something for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Are you into movies, killer kid movies? Is there another movie that you saw that's with killer kids that you like? Let me know in the comment section down below. But other than that, thank you so much for coming by. And as always, long live the void.